Can you achieve Dragon rank whilst having a full-time job? We're pushing the limit to see just how many points we can achieve, without leaving stains on my chair or letting my family starve. Join me as I blunder my way towards Dragon tier. Yep, that's me. You're probably wondering how I ended up in this situation. Hello everybody, welcome back for another episode of Leagues 5. Forgive me if I sound extra nasally today. I've been full of cold, hay fever, God knows what. Whatever it is, done a number on me. But we're back, and I'm going to try my best not to sound like an absolute twat. Now, last time we were getting ready for the fight caves, and this time that is exactly what we're going to do. We've got a bunch of prayer potions, and we've got some swordfish and karambwams for our tick-eat combinations. Here is our gear. We've got a studded body, we've got green dragon hide, and we are taking in the obby shield. Now the obby shield gives a little bit of negative ranged attack, but it's so minor considering the masteries we've got in range that I would rather take that accuracy hit and have the added defense, considering the rest of the armor that we're going in with. Shouldn't be a problem, but enough talk, let's get in there and send it. And with that, we have got the last melee down. We're now onto the range. We're now onto the magic ones, I should say. Shit gets a little bit more real here, so we're going to start praying. Still, we got this in the bag. We can do it. Okay, I thought things felt a little bit laggy when I was flicking. We seem to be doing this on an Australian world. I may actually hop just after this round. Oh, well, after this one. I'll need to queue the log out. Probably something I should have checked before committing to this, really, isn't it? There we go, much better. Very nice, 110 combat. Okay, so we're on to the final wave before Jad. We're not going to worry about lowering him or anything like that. We're just going to sheer tank him. I'm going to try and take a hit from him as well to tick off that achievement. Let's kill this final major. And then on to the big boy. So you always want to start off with Protect from range, just because his range animation is so quick. If you don't react to it, you can get hit by it. But luckily, with him spawning where he was well within sight of us. I'm just going to try and take a hit before we get too far. There we go. Super simple. We've not even distracted all the healers, and we're still out DPSing him. Beautiful. A few more hits, and we'll be done. Combat mastery and a few combat challenges for that as well. We didn't use a single piece of food. We used 5 doses of prayer potion, so we were well and truly overgeared for that. That's another challenge for equipping the fire cape. We can finally show this big boy the fire cape to get into the inner circle. Before we go too much further, let's take a look to see what this means for us now. We have got another mastery point, which of course we are putting into the range tree. So we can see with this level 6 one, we will no longer miss with ranged. Only in PVM, but that's fine. We're not going to be doing any PvP, of course. We also have a passive 60% prayer penetration. Who knows where that'll come in useful? Maybe even Echo Hespori. But let's lock this one in and have a think about what we want to achieve next. And with us being granted permission to enter the Tazar's Ring, we can buy Obsidian Armour. We finally have a set of melee gear, and by equipping these we will also acquire 80 points. Until we get a decent melee weapon, we're probably better off actually trying to craft an onyx necklace so we can make a berserker necklace. Since we're using the obby sword, wearing that with the armour will just give us a much better boost, I would imagine, than what the Fury amulet would. May need to sense check that, but I think that's probably a better play. Ralph disagrees. And here we are, level 84 crafting. We've been making a bunch of cut diamonds after selling a bunch of death runes to the rune shop in the Tazar lands. What does that mean then? So we can now make, if I switch over to armour, that would actually help. we can make our black dragonhide bodies. So full black dragonhide, which means we have some basic ranged armour. Finally. So with that done, we are going to head over to the Brutal Black Dragons in Karend and stock up on a few black dragonhides so we can make ourselves a set of armour. Long overdue, but teleporting to Karend as well is a task. We'll tick that off on the way to, if we go the right way, we'll tick that off on the way to the Brutal Black Dragons. I may have goofed, we need 77 Slayer to be able to kill them. I definitely didn't find that out the hard way. I didn't try to kill one with 76, but here we are, getting 77 Slayer after killing a few jellies. We're going to drop some spare gear off at the bank, head back over to the Brutal Blacks. What the fuck? We just killed like our third one and got a Visage. That's my first Visage ever on this game. That is mental. I know there's boosted drop rate, so it's probably not as huge as what it would be in the main game, but fucking hell. We take it. What a drop. Our work here is done. Let's get out of here. Here we are, we've made a set of red dragonhide and a set of black dragonhide. Now, I think wearing each of these is a task. There's the red dragonhide. And the black. Perfect, 110 points. I did it. I became the meme. I've never fallen into that trap of trying to teleport using my Slayer staff before, but hey ho, now I have. Petition to change the design, please. We are back at the Farming Guild, ready for another round of Echo Hespori. We're more familiar with the mechanics than what we were. We obviously don't have them perfected, but we know what to expect this time at least. This may just be blind optimism, but with the gear upgrades, we've got better defense, we've got our fire cape this time, and more importantly, we've got the tier 6 mastery, meaning our accuracy is going to be incredible. I'm actually quite confident. I'm quite confident going into this. I don't know if it's blind optimism, as I say, or if we have got this in the bag, but I brought a melee switch this time as well, so we can tackle the flower buds. I've got plenty of prayer potions to see out the fight. If it lasts longer than 2 prayer potions, I've done something severely wrong. So we're going to get in there, we're going to give it another try, and let's see how this goes. Awesome, we got there in the end. We've used a fair few resources, but that was our first full run through. I think I can get that down in a few more tries. Let's see what we've got. Kill one unique Echo Boss, that's another mastery. And oh, that's a...
WTF.
We've just got the item. We've just got the Echo Weapon. That's like the item to go for, right? That's not guaranteed. I think that's 1 in 25 or something.
22 hours?
Fucking hell. Let's take a look at this then. So, fast speed, melee strength, range strength. This thing slaps. I think I need, is it nature runes and earth runes to charge it or something? Let's go stock it up. Okay, so I really did just get spooned on that. It wasn't 1 in 25, but it's 1 in 15. We've got it on our first try. Perfect, that is exactly what I was going for. To charge it up, we do need nature runes, and I'd prefer to buy them from a store if possible. But in the regions we've currently got unlocked, nowhere sells nature runes. Now, I do have an unlock to use. Let's talk about regions, because we haven't for a little while. I'm 90% sure I'm going to lock in Asgarnia and Desert. I just don't know which way around yet. Now, if we do go for the Desert now, we can unlock Ali's Discount Wares, where I could buy nature runes from Ali the Trader in Al-Kharid. If we go Asgarnia immediately, we won't get nature runes. So, is it worth going for Desert first just to get the nature runes? I'm not sure currently. It would mean I could also get Ancient Magics that I could make use of immediately, since we're already level 99 Magic. However, I was originally leaning more towards Asgarnia as my next unlock. the alternative to buying the runes is to make the runes, which would be a good excuse to do some rune crafting. We'd need level 44 rune crafting to do so, to make natures, and I'm not about running back and forth between the altar and the bank. If we're rune crafting, we're getting Banker's Note or Total Recall so that we can train much more effectively. So with that in mind, let's grind out the 1160 points we need for our tier 6 relic. We've headed on over to the library. What we're doing now is we are finding books for people too lazy to find them themselves, and in return they hand us a book of arcane knowledge, which we can use to trade in for magic experience or for rune crafting experience. Now, given that we're level 99 magic, I don't think magic experience is particularly useful, but given that we do want to train our rune crafting and get up to level 44, not 94, no one's got time for that, we will want to trade it in for these. Experience drops start off very, very low, but the multiplier kicks in and we'll be going up levels very quickly. And as we go up levels, the experience scales. So we're going to collect a bunch of books. I've stocked up on a few already. We're going to bounce between these NPCs and hand in as many books as we can. Incoming dopamine rush. We're going to hand in these books. And up to level 37. And as we go around, we now have 1500 total level. Okay then, that's got us to level 53, more than enough for nature runes. Luckily, whilst we were killing sand crabs earlier, we did also get a nature talisman, which means once we can get this relic, we can be in a good place to make a bunch of nature runes. Good morning everybody, and we're back. Having slept on it, I have had an idea. I have figured out where we want to go in our next region. Now, as we know, our next goal is unlocking the next relic. To do so, we're going to crack out as many tasks as what we can. Some high scoring, some low scoring, but we're just going to sweep through a bunch of tasks. Now, I probably can do this in the regions I've got. There's plenty for us to do, but at the same time, I'm sat on an unlock. I'm wasting a bit of potential here, so I've been torn between mostly Asgarnia and Desert as to which one to go for first. I think we're going to go for both, unless if I have a sudden change of heart. But what we're going to do is we're going to lock in the Desert. It'll allow us to move towards the Echo Kalphite Queen and ultimately go for the Drygor Pipe, which will probably be our best weapon available, maybe full stop, due to the speed it'll have, and you know, it's just a super overpowered blowpipe. So we'll have this as an unlock. We'll be able to make darts as well, which once we get this, we will need a few to feed it. Alongside that, we are going to get a few things that are quite nice for the account as well. We'll have Temperos, so we can train fishing through a minigame, because I hate training it normally. We'll also auto-unlock Desert Treasure 2, which means we get access to the bosses in the area. We'll also get Tombs of a Mascot. We'll have Pyramid Plunder. We'll have the Mage Training Arena. Not that that's going to be particularly fun, but there's going to be a few points behind that, I would imagine. And we'll also get Giant's Foundry, which will be good for finishing off our Smithing Training too. We do also get Blackjack in. Not sure if we're going to make too much use of that. We get Sorcerer's Garden. All in all, I think it's worth us going for this now before sitting on it for too much longer. Let's lock it in. Weird animation with my cape there, coming up between my legs. Perfect. And as simple as that, apparently we complete a combat achievement. What? I'm guessing that must have auto-completed a couple of tasks, right? Yeah, so we've completed Dress Like You Mean It, one of the Temperos tasks, and I'm guessing that's because it's assuming that we could lock ourselves out of getting the Angler outfit. Hey, I'll take it. I think I'd have been able to get that through, what's that hunter fishing game called? Yeah, we've also got a couple of tasks here, as we can see, for Kalphite Queen. It's bumped us up a few points, which has knocked us into the next tier. I am assuming I can't collect this without access to the Warriors Guild, right? Not that I particularly want it right now, but, you know, if we do unlock Asgarnia as well, that should be something that we can access. Okay, what does that mean for us now? We're going to focus on a few quests. we're going to focus on a bit of construction training, and then we're going to have a run around the desert and collect any low-hanging fruit. So what we're going to do first off is we're going to do Daddy's home. Hey Daddy. Then we're going to rush around and fix up some of the stash units so we can bump up our training here. At some point going forward, we could then head to Wintertodt. I could do with getting probably to base 50, because there'll be a few points in that. And after that, we'll probably go to the desert and start to tick off some of the low-hanging fruit. Let's see where we get to. Now, I know what you're thinking, this isn't Daddy's home. And you're right, unless if you call Fred Daddy, but I did say another bunch of quests as well, and I'd rather tick them off before I get too deep into things. I've brought a bunch of balls of wool, pre-made, over to Fred. He's pissed, he thinks we've diddled this sheep without permission, but he's still going to pay us money for it. 30 points. Big bad demon, one hit kill. Oh, fucked up the incantation already. No more sausage fingers. I think I fucked it. Yeah, no, let's go again. Sit. It's not going to show me now. Damn plugin, not highlighting in blue, making me think. Demon Slayer, done. Whilst we were there, we killed a few black wizards, got ourselves a wizard robe, wearing the hat and the robe together. 30 points. Get scammed for a candle from this bugger here. 1,000 coins. Kill Billy the goat. Oh, and using the bank at Nada as a task as well. Was not expecting that. Here we are, onto Spirits of the Lid. We've been brought here to help Prison Pete, but he won't accept my help. Spirits of the Lid, complete a lid. I almost forgot, but pray at the altar. That's a Leagues task and an achievement diary task as well. Okay, we're on to the Golem and Shadow of the Storm next. We're going to take all of the items we need for Shadow of the Storm, since we can just probably flow straight into it. Unfortunately, we're missing one item at the moment. We're missing papyrus. So we'll head over to Brimhaven, buy some from the shop, and then get both of them completed. The Golem complete. On to Shadow of the Storm. I think I need to go to Edgefield to start that right. Shadow of the Storm complete. Speaking of storm, it's blowing an absolute gale outside. Nap Nap Giants complete. This will actually be a really good way for us to train smithing as well. There are, as ever, many tasks associated with Giant's Foundry, but considering we do have infinite money basically, we can buy a bunch of rune armour, adamant armour, and use them to create alloys, which will give us some of the best quality swords that we could make through this minigame, giving some of the best experience. Now we've got this unlocked, we can train smithing very, very easily. Not that we couldn't anyway with all the free bars we can get just from mining, but hey ho. And the final quest for us to complete is Beneath Cursed Sands. However, in order to do so, we need to complete Contact first, which we're going to do now. Contact complete. We might as well dump that experience into Strength. 160k. Very, very nice. And we get another robe as well. We're just draining our prayer so that we can restore 85 prayer points at this altar. That'll do nicely. Elite task ticked off. With that out of the way, we can now do... what's it called? Cursed Sands, Beneath Cursed Sands. Can we not do it yet? What are we missing? 55 fire making. Okay. Well, I guess now is as good a time as any to do some Wintertodt, right? We're just making a start on Rogue Trader. Now that we've got the desert unlocked, we can make use of Ali Morrison's Rune shop as well, which will be our only real supply of kind of like nature's laws and cosmic runes, because you see with Aubrey here, he's just got standard elementals and kind of mines, chaos, death runes. However, Ali's shop has a whole lot more to it, so we're here to complete this mini quest. We'll be done in no time. We can then get some cosmic runes to actually enchant the jewellery that we're about to make. Just in case you haven't come across this whilst on your travels at any point, there is a Rune Doku Helper plugin on RuneLite. It'll show you the solution for these chests here, making it easy peasy. Oops, I don't know what that was. Though, even with the helper, it doesn't protect you against fat fingers. Now that we're in here, we can buy a bunch of runes that we don't readily have available. So we're going to stock up on cosmic Cool, I guess we just buy that. Let's just trade with him normally. I'm sure we can do the same, but from this standard shop. Let's have a look. So, nature runes. Perfect. We're just going to stock up on plenty. We obviously don't need them for Alkin, but we will need some for the mage training arena. Likewise with law runes. I'm assuming the 95% chance to retain your runes applies whilst we're in there as well, so we won't get too many, I say, as we get about 4,000 of each. And we'll stock up on some cosmic runes too, since that's what we're actually here for. Right, and that should do for now. We've got our gold, we've got plenty of gems from the crafting training we've been doing, and we've got our cosmic runes. Let's make some jewellery for teleporting. Craft an emerald ring. Easy task. Some sapphire necklaces. And some ruby necklaces. Oh, I can't actually enchant them yet. Of course, I need to discover the pendant in the museum. Oh well, we've got them handy for when we do head over to the museum and clean some artifacts. We're a bit limited for pieces of warm equipment, but we do just about have 3. We've got the fire cape, we've got a rainbow scarf from the Anger over here in Draenor, and we've also got the staff of fire. That should be enough to keep us warm in Wintertodt. Let's head over and do a few rounds now. Construction 19, yep, I may have got distracted before going to Wintertodt. I realised I needed to do some construction training to make use of the braziers. Stepdaddy has been pleased, and we now have a house. 1 game of Wintertodt complete, and we've gone up 7 firemaking levels. That's more than enough for the quest, but whilst we're here we might as well do a few more, because why not? Okay, this is embarrassing. Well, I wasn't paying attention. Back we go. Don't say anything. 10 wintry toads complete. Okay, so we may have got distracted and finished off 10 winter toad while we were there. Next task is 25 and 50, so we'll come back and do them at another time. But for now, let's see what we've got from the reward chest. Nothing super special. We got some snapdragon seeds, we got some herbs, snipgrass seeds. Oh well. And now with those firemaking levels acquired, we can go and finish Beneath Care Sands. Now, when I saw this reference in game, I thought I was hallucinating. I tried to repeat it 3, 4, 17 times after this and did not get the same message again.
A, B, C, D. Alphabet.
And that's Beneath Care Sands complete with a big old agility drop. We've also got the Keris Partisan now. We're going to take this straight to the Kalphite Queen, see if we can get the Echo Orb, so that we can get the Drygor Blowpipe before too long. So it might seem a bit early for us to be coming to the Kalphite Queen before we get tier 6, but there are about 150 easy points we can get from here. 10 points for entering. We've got 30 points for killing a Kalphite with the Keris Partisan, defeating the Queen. We're not going to bother going for 50 and 150, that would be ridiculous, but also killing a Kalphite Guardian. So we'll do that on the way in, and we'll also get 1 kill from the Queen as well. That's a Guardian down. Okay, so even though our DPS should be really, really good, she's still going to hit like a truck. Her damage output is pretty busted, considering she was one of the earliest bosses in the game. And she's still very, very punishing, so let's see how we do. We'll try melee at this point. Still taking a beating. Let's try range and see if it's worth committing to. Oh yeah, definitely. Definitely ranged. Let's see if the second form goes down as easy to range as well. And 1 kill complete. We'll see if we can squeeze in a second. I think it's unlikely, but let's see what we can do. This is going to be a second kill as well. Okay, we're committed for a third here. We're going for it. We're going for it. We just about got there. Let's get out of here. Okay, so we made easy work of that. We could definitely get a good number of kills per inventory, and that's without having Banker's Note to be able to take multiple supplies. We're 230 points away from the next tier. I've identified a bunch of tasks that we can complete pretty quickly to get this done. So we need a total of 8 30-pointer tasks. I've earmarked maybe about 12. I'm going to run through and tick off as many as I can, as quickly as I can, and then we can get to our next tiered relic. Where am I going? I'm not even in the right place. Okay, scratch that part about as quickly as I can. I don't even know where the hotel is. Turns out it's in Shiloh Village. I thought it was down to the southwest somewhere, near that boat, but hey ho. Let's go have a nap in the hotel. 1 nap complete. Here we go, so level 5 Shazian armour, equipping that is a task, and as we can see down at the bottom as well, we got another task for 30 collection log slots. Each piece of armour for each tier is its own individual collection log slot, which means that getting all 5 sets was 25 collection log slots. Cool, and collecting from the tiers of Gothics, 1 more task. And a nice healthy 22k fishing experience. Gets past the boring levels at least. And it means that we can now make use of Tempros as well. Very nice. We're back outside for the Sellier's shop, but this time round we are here with Frogmask. And that is enough for the relic. What a fitting way to unlock our next tier. So what can we do? Tier 6. We've got Total Recall. And we've got Banker's Note. I'm going to read these a little bit before I try to explain them, because I've learnt my lesson from Equilibrium and earlier relics. Some of them are subtly different this time round. Let me just gloss over them before I try to explain them. Okay, nice and simple. So Total Recall, very similar to Last Recall, if you remember that from previous leagues. The difference with it this time around is rather than teleporting away and having it store your location for you to quickly teleport back to, you can choose to save a location. I believe that makes it so that you can teleport back to the same place multiple times, rather than it being like a single use and teleporting you back from where you've just come from, if you've teleported away, for example. And similarly, it will also retain your hit points, your prayer points, special attack, things like that, so you can essentially return fully stocked outside a boss room, for example. On the other side, we've got Banker's Note. So what we can do there is you can note or unnote any item at all. So say for example, if we go fishing, we don't have Animal Wrangler, so our fish don't go straight to the bank. What it means is we could fill our inventory up, we could note all of our fish just by using them on this item, we could keep fishing. Same way if we were going to a boss, we could take a stack of food, we could unnote the food whenever we need it, same with potions, etc. For me, I will be going Banker's Note. The reason for that is, in my mind, Total Recall loses a little bit of its use when you can just take a million resources with you and unnote them with Banker's Note. So the big appeal of using it for bossing is kind of superseded a little bit when you can just take all of your supplies with you and unnote them as you need to. For people who are much more efficient at PVM than me, I'm sure there are better uses for it than that. You know, particularly the ability to retain your prayer points or to restore your prayer points, special attack and hit points. I'm sure cleverer people than I can make use of that. For me, going into bosses, number hit hard, number go up, I'll just take all my stuff in there, unnote it, and have a fun time. The other thing I'd be looking at is how it relates to skilling and how it can help me with different gathering and production skills. A busted method for rune crafting in previous leagues was using Last Recall to quickly teleport back to a bank, restock your rune essence, and use Last Recall to go straight back to the altar. Now, that kind of loses its appeal when Banker's Note, you can just take your stack of rune essence straight to the altar, unnote it, make runes even quicker than the other option. For me, the way I'm going to be using it, Banker's Note is just a given. I think there's so much more utility for me. Since I haven't gone for Production Master, it's going to help so much with production skills. for cooking, for rune crafting, you know, for fletching, etc. I can have all of my resources noted. I can unnote them where I need to. Who needs production master when you can have banker's note? Let's get it unlocked. I'm going to have to be at bank, aren't I? Damn it. Let's go back to the bank. So here we are, banker's note acquired. Beautiful. And now we need 8,000 points for the next relic. Oofed. That's going to be a grind. Our best move, in fact, might be trying to crack out the final area. 145 tasks. Sounds like a lot, but considering we haven't ticked off an awful lot of tasks, you know, up until just trying to tick off those final few tasks there, we've not really been chasing points. We've just been doing our own thing and progressing casually. Now, if we scroll down here, for example, you can still see an awful lot of easy tasks to complete. I'm not sure how many are there, but there's a good number. Similar with the medium tasks, albeit a lot of them are for clues, but we still have plenty here to do. There will definitely be 145 easy tasks that we can complete within here. Rushing that out, it may give us access to even easier tasks within our third region to progress towards this 8,000 points. But let's slow down a moment. Let's figure out what we want to do next. Particularly now that we've got this banker's note, let's see how we want to put it to use. And that feels like as good a place as any to wrap up for this episode. Thank you so much for sticking around. Like, comment, subscribe. Merry Christmas, happy holidays, take care, and we'll see you next time, where we'll be taking on the Echo Kalphite Queen and pushing hard for our final region and our next relic. Bye for now.